Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicaila here, and today I'm doing a different kind of video. I am doing a get to know me. I thought it was beyond time for me to really, introduce myself in depth a little bit, let you guys know a little bit about who is the woman behind this Nicaila TV channel. So first of all, thank you guys for being here. Most of you are probably here from Side Hustle Pro. But if you don't know, Side Hustle Pro is my podcast. I created it in 2016. So 5 years ago this year, it is a podcast where I interview dope Black women entrepreneurs who have scaled from side hustlers to full-time entrepreneurs. And that little podcast started out as my side hustle while I was working full-time at NPR, National Public Radio. And I grew it to now over 5 million downloads. I was able to grow it to a point where I could gain sponsorships, get recurring revenue, and was able to quit my job to podcast full time. And if you want to know more about that whole thing, go over to podcastmoguls.com, which I'll link in the description if you are interested in growing a podcast. But just wanted you to get the background on Side Hustle Pro. If you hear my baby crying in the background during this video, by the way, just, welcome it, because this is my life. This is life, living and working at home. And how I'm able to record is, my husband holds the baby and everything. So that's how we juggle. Like when one of us is working, the other one holds him and plays and takes care of him. And that's like life of full-time new parents who have no childcare because of the pandemic and everything. And it has been a wild ride. So yeah, that's another fact about me. I'm a new mom. I have an 11-month-old son named Kingston. He was born at the height of the pandemic, April 2020, and it has been a roller coaster. And I am completely head over heels in love with him. I love being a mom. I feel so blessed that I'm able to have this opportunity, and even during the hardest, most difficult moments, I'm still so thankful. My husband and I are so thankful. So you probably saw Kingston over on my Side Hustle Pro Instagram. I don't know how much he'll be on this channel, but this is me and my husband, this is Kingston, and we just love him. So that's another fact about me. Now, I did ask you guys to send over any questions you have, so I'm gonna go and get into your questions. But if you have more questions that I don't get to in this video, maybe I'll do a part 2. So let's go ahead and see the questions. I'm looking at my computer right now. Okay, somebody asked, before your journey towards entrepreneurship, what inner struggles did you have to move through resolve to get to where you are now? All right, so I never truly believed that I could be an entrepreneur. At certain points I did, at certain points I didn't. But I, grew up in a Jamaican household. I was always kind of set to go after more traditional career paths. I knew that I wasn't necessarily into anything like medicine or law, but I thought about communications and being like a journalist and things like that. And I was always trying to explore my path. At the same time, I saw that I wasn't really fitted into the traditional boxes, as I always say, because there are boxes that when you go and even look at a list of majors in college or a list of career fields on the career sheets at career fairs, like there are certain careers that are always there, right? And I couldn't find myself neatly fitting in any of those. So I struggled with wanting to fit into a traditional path. I struggled with pushing my real desires and interests to the side because I didn't think that they were serious enough or they were worthy of exploration, or, that was a real job. Like I struggled with pushing that to the side for a long time before I started to embrace that, hey, we live in a new world, times are different, and I'm put here for a purpose. And maybe my purpose is to be this person that shares not only the journeys of other people, but also my own journey, and through that empower other people. And it is okay if I can't sum up my life and career in a neat little elevator speech or pitch for anybody else, as long as I am happy. And once I was able to work through that, and a lot of that work came when I started Side Hustle Pro, and I would talk to these Black women entrepreneurs over and over again and hear their wisdom and hear their experiences and realize that, hey, I'm not alone. There's a lot of us who go through this. That is when I was able to work through and get to the point where I am now. All right, so listen to Side Hustle Pro if you haven't, because you will get some support, okay? Someone else said, how do you balance podcasting and vlogging? Well, I balance with the support of my awesome husband and partner in life, Moyo, who, like I said, we juggle by when one of us has something really important to do, the other one will, hold and take care of Kingston, and we always check in with each other in the beginning of every morning and say, okay, hey, what's on your agenda today? What's going on? What's most important? If there are times like when I can multitask and be watching Kingston while also maybe sending emails or whatever, I'll do that. But for something like vlogging, obviously, I'm not going to have him with me. So that is how I balance it. And also when it's time to interview, I go into my closet office in our house, and Moyo, again, holds down the baby. Same thing when he is working, on calls, meetings, all of that. Like, I have Kingston, and that's how the juggle goes. And as far as like podcasting, vlogging, so I try to do vlogging on the weekend because vlogging is more intensive. Like, that's one of the reasons I like podcasting. Like, I go in my closet, I can have on my scarf, I could be wearing a robe and get the interview done. With vlogging, I gotta do my hair and makeup, and because y'all don't want me coming on here all crazy, trust. So that is more time intensive. So I save that for the weekends when hubby will definitely be freer for a large chunk of time. I try to do like 2 videos a weekend. Sometimes it's 1 because I'm learning like my cadence, also learning what each video needs. So the better I get at planning the videos and the better I get at just mapping out when I'll shoot what, I'll be able to shoot even more videos in a weekend. So that's how I juggle. Someone said, what's your hair routine? I already released my wash and go hair routine. So you'll see my hair routine with that. And right now, I'm kind of in the space where I don't have a favorite shampoo, conditioner, or any of that stuff. And since I have not been doing things like twist outs and braid outs and stuff like that, I don't have a super set hair routine in that sense. However, I will show you, like, especially in the wash and go, like what I am currently using, what's working for me based on how my body and scalp and hair has been shifting over this last year postpartum. That's what's working for me. So I've been using the Girl Plus Hair, I think that's what you call it, like shampoo with that spout. Oh, it feels so good. I think it's called their Cleanse shampoo. And then I also, a staple for me has always been the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Leave-In Conditioner. When in doubt, that is my base after washing to like plait up my hair or braid up my hair underneath my wigs. I'll just apply some leave-in conditioner. I also been liking the Nicaila leave-in conditioner, so I'll link to those in the description box. So leave-in conditioner is a must after shampooing and conditioning and detangling my hair when I am putting my hair up in wigs. And then when I'm doing my wash and go, I showed you guys that I like the Kinky Curly Custard layered with Extreme Wetline Gel to achieve this wash and go. So that's what I'm using right now. What is your favorite piece of advice you didn't think you needed to know? This is really good. I should have looked at these questions before so I could think of an answer to this. I think that a piece of advice that I go back to a lot in this life is along the lines of, you can't ask for directions from people who haven't been where you're trying to go. And I had to learn that because, like I said, my path looks a lot different than anyone I know, family or friends. And sometimes especially growing up, we are accustomed to asking people's opinions all the time and caring about people's opinions. And then I had to learn that even people I respect and admire, they've never done this. So they can't give me the advice that I need. Like, I need to trust my gut and my instincts and also learn from people who've been there. That's why I started the podcast, because I wanted to learn from people who are actually where I wanted to go, which was to take my side hustle to full-time entrepreneurship, to think about business ideas, to figure out how to scale those business ideas. And as soon as I learned that really helped me a lot, because I would struggle with caring too much what people think, and it's still sometimes a struggle. And I just have to keep going back to that thing of like, you can't get directions from people who haven't been there. Like, you can't worry about what the peanut gallery has to say, because they're always gonna talk, they're always gonna have something to say. But all that matters is what you know based on being on this path and doing what you need to do, and leaning on and leaning into people that also know this path. Someone said, where specifically in Jamaica are you from, and what is your favorite Jamaican childhood memory? So I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. My family and I immigrated when I was 6 years old to the Bronx. So I grew up in the Bronx, originally from St. Catherine. And my family is still in Kingston. I have family all over, but my sister and brother are in Kingston. And thank God, I'm very, very, very grateful that I still have strong, strong roots in Jamaica, because definitely want our children to know their Jamaican heritage and their Nigerian heritage. And it's nice because when we go to Jamaica, we have a place to stay. Thank you, sis. And, we have a way to get around. Thank you, big bro. And I love, love, love it very, very much. So, yeah, because of the pandemic, we haven't been in like a year, and I'm so sad about that. Listen to me, when I get my vaccine, the first thing I'm booking is a flight to Jamaica. All right. Oh, and they also said, what was your favorite Jamaican childhood memory? I know my favorite memory. My favorite memory was actually, it's the first memory that comes to mind, but it was a good one, of me having my 6th birthday party. And I don't know why this party just stays in my mind. It was like the biggest bash. Okay. It was like I had my little frilly skirt outfit with I had a black tank top and this pink ruffle skirt. I was ahead of the fashion times, and the neighborhood and my classmates were there. Some of the kids in the neighborhood and my classmates were there. And I still have, awesome pictures. And I think I just really love that memory because I'm actually born on a leap day to be exact. So birthdays are a thing for me. When you don't see your birthday on the calendar every year, birthdays are a thing. And whenever I have a really memorable celebration, I appreciate it so much because my mean big sisters, okay, they weren't mean, but they were mean about this. Growing up, they used to tease me that I don't have a birthday. And when it wasn't on the calendar, there was no February 29th on the calendar, they would say, oh, we don't have to celebrate it this month. So I have been sensitive about my birthday for a long time. And I just love that memory because it just showed that I don't even think it was a leap year that year, but my family just really celebrated me and made me feel so special. And it was my last birthday in Jamaica before we moved. Who has been one of your favorite interviewees so far? Who has made the most impact on you? Oh, that is hard. I used to try to list out a favorite interview. It is really, it's like asking, now that I'm a mom, I can definitely say this. It's like asking me who my favorite child is. It is honestly, I like people for different reasons. I will always stand and love Arsha Jones because that interview, I feel like I just respect her a lot. I respect how she moves too. She's always just so humble, doing a lot, and she doesn't have to floss or show off on social media, but her businesses are thriving. And she also made it a point to reach back and teach other people her ways in terms of starting the Brand Build Launch Facebook group. She used to teach courses about how she approaches Facebook advertising. And she's so funny. So Arsha's one of my favorite. Of course, Myleik, I think her episode was titled something like, you have to jump before you're ready or leap before you're ready. And it's not telling y'all to be irresponsible, okay? I am not team quit your job. This is why we side hustle, okay? So we do not quit our job unprepared without a plan. However, she really helped me to see that even when you are prepared, even when you've saved like I did before quitting, even when you have revenue streams, it's always going to be scary. It's always going to be difficult. And at some point, and you'll know when that point is, but at some point, you do have to leap. You do have to leap before you are quote unquote ready, because you'll never be ready for something that you haven't experienced. How can you, it's like trying to be ready for parenthood. Until you've had a baby, no matter how much babysitting you've done, there's nothing like being with your own kid 24/7. Every day, single day. There's just nothing like it, and then nothing can prepare you. Someone says, back to hair content, do you remember your first perm? I sure do. So growing up, one thing about my mom, and I love her for this, thank you, mommy, we did not grow up having perms. Perm was adult, not adult, but like teenage thing. Like we did not have perms, and like I think my sisters got it a little earlier, like maybe around 13, but because, you know, they would get perms and then they'd have to go through the rigmarole of like breakage and like every 2 weeks hair appointments and all this other stuff, my mom was like stretching out me getting a perm. And at the time I didn't really like care. I didn't see like the upside. I would rock braids. My sister would braid my hair. I thought it was cool. But then, you know, you become a teenager and you see everyone else with their, you know, hang time and their hair swinging, and you're like, okay, I think I want a perm. I want a relaxer. So I got a perm before, when was it? It was my high school boyfriend's prom. And my mom, for some, you know, it was my first time going to a prom. And my mom and I, for some reason, were convinced that like we couldn't do the styles we wanted to do unless I had a perm. And, you know, I wanted some like straight updo. And we were like, oh, if you go with that, your hair is going to frizz up at the prom, blah, blah, blah. So crazy enough, that was the, you know, impetus to me getting a perm, a relaxer. I use it interchangeably as most Black girls do, okay? So I'm talking about a relaxer here. Now, after that, it was cool. Like I enjoyed the fact that I could slick it down and do different things, but it was very limiting because as soon as that new growth started to come in, I needed to make an appointment because obviously I didn't do my own relaxers at home. So it always felt like that time when your kitchen, your new growth started growing in and you need that perm, like you just felt like you couldn't do anything. You were so restricted because you had 2 different textures going on. So I hated that. And as most people do, I went through a phase where it broke off because I was putting too much heat on it. I was young and dumb, trying crimps, trying like curls, trying to like do the hairstyles that I saw on the music videos. And by the time I got to college, that thing broke off. And when it broke off, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to grow back my natural hair. And at that time, I actually thought I would grow back my natural hair, get a perm, and do it better. Like, okay, I'm gonna know how to take care of my hair now, so I'm gonna do it much better. But when I started growing out my hair was around the time that the natural hair movement started picking up. I'll never forget when I heard about Carol's Daughter, because that was like the first product I'd ever heard of that was truly formulated for us natural sisters. And I would order that to my dorm room. This is back when it was so expensive and you had to like refrigerate it, if I remember correctly, because it was such organic ingredients and all this other stuff. But I loved it. I loved how it smelled. I loved how it made my hair feel. My friend Sheedy was the first person to ever do twists on my hair. And then I had it twist down and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I just never went back after that. So I had a perm from like, I would say age 17 to age 19. And after that, I was over it. And then final question, what is your favorite outdoor activity? Girl, I am not an outdoorsy person. I don't like mosquitoes and I do not like, you know how some people like taking their blanket, laying it out in the park, sitting and eating on grass? I don't get that. I don't like eating in dirt. Like I prefer a table. I don't know. But I would say my favorite outdoor activity has to be the beach, and specifically the beach in Jamaica. I love going to Hellshire Beach in Jamaica, in Kingston, and having some fish and bammy and a festival and just chilling with my family. Oh, I can just taste that vinegary sauce right now. Like my favorite memories usually come back to, or my favorite outdoor memories are always in Jamaica. And I might be biased, but that is my happy place. I also love going to breakfast fetes. So I don't know if that's the outdoors you meant, but when I think of outdoors, those are things I like to do. And of course, now that we have Kingston, I love taking him to the park. I do love seeing him experience the outside because he turns for everything, like every little laugh, every little leaf, like seeing him experience the world and touch dirt and like see it for the first time is so cute. It's so adorable. And I am so grateful to be able to experience that as a mom. So there you have it, guys. I think those were all the questions. Let me know if I missed anything at all. This was just the first of could be more. Let me know also what kind of content you want to see more from me. Do you want me to vlog? I I've been thinking about vlogging, but I feel like I don't do anything. Like, it's been a pandemic. I've been in my house most of the time. Like, what am I gonna vlog about? But let me know if you want me to vlog, if you want me to do hauls, like beauty products. Kingston's starting to cry, so I got to go. But leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of this. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.